About to start painting today. Yes, today is my daytime tutorial. I hope that you guys are excited about it. I know I am. So hopefully you guys are ready and you have your paints and your paper and your brushes and all the things to join us. Hey Mom, how's it going? Today's my morning time tutorial, or I guess it's not morning, it's afternoon because it's lunch, but we're going to be using a new product today. We're going to be trying this Meeden paper. It's a postcard paper. It feels a lot like the Meeden paper that we've been using, except it doesn't feel as thick. So it's a little bit thinner in like width, I think. I don't know if you can see, but it definitely is thinner, but it feels a lot like this. And we are going to we're gonna do something fun today. We're gonna jump out of the Halloween stuff for today, and we're gonna jump into doing a Christmas one today. Now, this one's going to be a hefty challenge for me because you guys know that I am a self-taught artist. I am not somebody who is good at drawing. And, you know, we do fun stuff. I mean, obviously, we do some fun things that we have to draw. These are some of the things that we've done on our tutorials recently. Okay. We did this cool little moon setup, which I thought was really neat. We did this a day or two ago, which was super cute. Hey, Stacy Lee, how's it going? Thanks for the heart me. And so, you know, I struggle though with drawing, and I struggle with anything pretty intricate, but I'm going to attempt something today, and I'm going to attempt to teach you guys how to do it as well. This might end up being a complete disaster, but here is my inspiration photo for what we're going to do today. Okay. I think he's super cute. Super, super cute. So that is what we're going to try to do. And I am going to attempt that. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we are going to have to draw, and you guys know that drawing is one of the hardest things that I have. It's one of the things that I really struggle with. Okay, now we're not going to have to tape this down because this is that postcard paper, so it already has your edges in on it, which is cool. Hey Melissa, how's it going? Glad you're here. I was just showing them this is what we're going to attempt to do today. All right, now I'm telling you guys, I'm not promising anything. Okay, because I can't promise. Okay, I just can't. I don't know if I'm able to draw this. I'm very much concerned, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. Oh, draw this. I'm very much concerned. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. Oh, because it is allergy season here in Texas for sure. So, all right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions before we start? I'm going to go through what we're going to be using today to create this. Before I do, I want to show you guys something that I just saw, and I'm so excited because I think I'm going to be getting this in the mail soon. But this is the new Meeden travel palette, and it has, I mean, it's really cool. And because I travel in my motorhome a lot, I always have to pack up all my stuff. But y'all, this is like a motorhome a lot. I always have to pack up all my stuff. But y'all, this is like, it's 27 colors. So, I mean, it's pretty much all you need to like really be able to mix and match. And it's got a place for like I don't have it yet, so I can't show it to you on here. I just wanted you guys to see it because it's not come in yet, but it is looking like it's going to be really amazing. So when I get it in, I cannot wait to show it to you. But I want is looking like it's going to be really amazing. So when I get it in, I cannot wait to show it to you. But I want a palette, and it is for real like a great little I don't know, it was my beginner palette, and I don't know if that's why I love it so much, because this is the palette that I learned on. So obviously I'm very used to these colors and I'm used to the texture and the feel of them. But I can tell you that I've used it every day for a year, and look at the amount of paint that's still left. And you get your neons and you get your metallics, but you also get your colors from lightest to darkest, so you can learn to shade really easily with this palette. And these pop out, and you can make these travel palettes as well, because you can pop these out individually and mix and match them for whatever colors that you want and make them travel palettes. So I really like that about this palette as well. But it comes with everything you need except for the paper, them travel palettes. So I really like that about this palette as well. But it comes with everything you need except for the paper. I know, me too, Stacey Lee. It comes with a brush. It comes with your pencil and your eraser and your sponge, places to mix your colors so you can get whatever shading and hues you want. And then obviously 48 colors as well, including your neons and your metallics. So it's a great palette. If you're wanting to learn how to do watercolors, this palette is perfect for that. It's not one of those palettes that you're going to get and not use. You're going to use this palette. Like, this palette is perfect for the things that for learning. But also, if you're a seasoned watercolor artist, it's still an amazing palette. So, I mean, I didn't know a thing about watercolors when I bought this palette, and I just started watching videos and learning from people on TikTok. And now, when I do my tutorials, I amaze myself every day when I do my tutorials, I amaze myself every day and I'm not born with talent to do watercolors. You can do them with very little talent like me. I'm glad you're learning something, Stacey Lee. Thank you. And I just come on here every day and teach you guys. So if you're wanting to learn how to do watercolors, this is a great palette to start with. Okay. So that's what we're going to be using. We're also going to be using the Meeden brushes. I have the 4 brush set, but they also make a 9 brush set. These currently are on a flash sale, and I want to see, let me just see really quickly if there is anything available. Okay, so they're on a flash sale, but it's also allowing me to post on there that there's free shipping on this too. So that's a good deal, because you're going to get them on a flash sale plus the free shipping. So, but anyway, these are they're a really great brush set, and I'll tell you why. They have, let me pull them out for you guys. You can see them. They have this, these are the synthetic squirrel hair. So they hold a lot of water, which is great because it keeps you from having to dip into your pigment often. And they don't rust. So this metal around here will not rust, which I love, because if your brush rusts when you dip into your water, then that water gets on that rust, and that rust drains into your brush, and then that color gets on your paper. And that is not good for anybody. So you want a good brush that does not rust, and these will not do that. Also, they're very short, so it's super easy to control your strokes with these brushes, and they hold their tip and their shape really easily and really well. So you can do detail work with these brushes along with thick you know, leaves and stuff. So you get a really good variety of things that you can do with these brushes. So these are a great option if you're looking for a good variety of things that you can do with these brushes. So these are a great option if you're looking for a good brush set. I used the brush that came in my palette for a very long time when I first started, but about maybe 5 months in or so, I purchased this brush set. And when I purchased this brush set, my art leveled up, let me tell you. I had no idea that that brushes could make such a huge difference. So anyway, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, so just so you know, we'll be using this brush set today. This is the 4 set. It comes with the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 in size. And then they do make a 9 set if you prefer to have other sizes in your brushes. They make one that's got 9 different sizes in it as well. Sorry, I had to drink some coffee because my throat is still a little scratchy. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to use is going to be the water dispenser. And let me explain this to you guys, because I'm telling you right now, when Meaden contacted me and said they were going to send me this, I was like, sure, send it, I'll use it. But there was no way I was going to spend money on this because I felt like it was a luxury item, because I could use cups to put water in, right? And that made it easy. And I'm going to spend money on this because I felt like it was a luxury item, because I could use cups to put water in, right? And that made it easy. And that lasts me most of the week. So I change it out about every Sunday or Monday-ish. And I was constantly having to go outside and dump my cups every time I needed new water. But I wasn't able to, like, it would interrupt the flow of my painting, because I would have to get up from my desk, go dump the water out, walk over there and get more water, sit back down at my desk and start painting again. Because I would have to get up from my desk, go dump the water out, walk over there and get more water, sit back down at my desk and start painting again. And as often as I need clean water in our pictures, I could not. Thanks for the heart, me. Thank you, mommy. Y'all, Dalva's my mama. Anyway, I really did have to, it really interrupted the flow of what I was doing. I really did have to, it really interrupted the flow of what I was doing. And then when I'm ready, I just walk outside and dump it. Now, I did not refill this today, and I have not dumped this from the last live that I did. So I may end up in the middle of our live today having to walk outside and dump this, because I think this is going to get full pretty quick. If I remember correctly, I'm on my second of this and haven't dumped this yet. So it's going to end up having to be dumped. But normally I'll do that before my lives, and it'll last me. I can put 2 of these into the bottom of here before I have to empty it. And this holds 650 milliliters of water. So this is 2 of these into the bottom of here before I have to empty it. And this holds 650 milliliters of water. So this is a huge time saver, not a luxury item. Now that I have used it, I'm so glad Meaden sent it to me, because I would definitely spend money on this. This goes down flat and you can travel with it. I'm going to get one of these for my grandson, because we're always fighting over it, because he paints a lot with me. And so I'm going to get him one for Christmas. So, and if something were to happen to this, I would definitely spend money on this and buy it again, because I had no idea how convenient and amazing this was going to be before I actually had it to use. So, I really, really love it. And going to be before I actually had it to use. So, I really, really love it. And brushes, so you can let your brushes dry if you want them to. But they make them in different colors and things like that. So you don't have to have pink. I'm going to get my husband, or my husband is not an artist. He's a musician, but he's art in a different way. I am going to get my grandson one in blue, and he is going to be so excited to have his own. So we're going to be using that today as well. And then the last thing is we're going to be using this Meaden postcard paper for our first creation. Oh, where your water goes is flat? That's interesting. I don't know. Is it Meeden? Is it a Meeden brand? That's strange. Okay, so we're going to be using this Meeden blank watercolor paper. Huh. Maybe it's just a different one of their different styles of it. They may have more than one style. This just happens to be what they sent me. So, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this postcard paper, and this is the, but anyway, it's, and it's the cold press. Okay. So travel pack. And we are going to use our, pencils from VU Sign, which I have been using to draw with. And I told you guys when I got that pencil set, because it was like 72 pencils, and I was like, I'm never going to use 72 pencils in 100 years. And I can tell you guys that I've already lost so many or misplaced so many of them that who knows, this box may not last me 2 months, because I have been so bad about misplacing my pencils lately, and I don't know why. Like, I had two just sitting here. Oh, here they are. Okay, I was like, surely I haven't lost them again. We're going to use these VU Sign pencils, and they are really nice. They're an HB, and they are, I will tell you this about them, though. Let me find them. I don't think I have them on my list. I don't. But I will tell you this about them, though. Let me find them. I don't think I have them on my list. I don't. But I will tell you that. But I will tell you that box, just so. Other than that, I love everything about these pencils. And they're really inexpensive, and they're worth it. So, just so you guys know, it's a great value. And let me see. Let me see if I can find those for you guys, because I do want those to be on here. Just in case anybody wants to check those out. And they're super, like, you get 72 of them. So I've just added them. They're right here. You get 72 of those for literally like $12 or something, or a little over $12. So, I mean, you're not going to run out of pencils if you get this set. But I will tell you that, and they come with erasers also and a pencil sharpener. I have an electric pencil sharpener, so I don't really worry about that. But they do have kind of a square tip on them when you get, just because I like the sharp tip before I start drawing. So I'm going to do that now and get mine nice and sharp. It could be my connection. I've been struggling today. This morning, all morning, I've had trouble with my internet staying connected. So if I'm breaking up, I apologize. We are working on getting an access point, but unfortunately, I'm at the mercy of my tech guy. So if it breaks up, just, take a breath and it'll kick back in, hopefully. All right, so these are the pencils that we are going to use. And let's see, anything else that you guys, I'm sorry, Rain. I apologize to you guys for that. I live out in the sticks, so I have to use satellite internet. And internet is, satellites are they're very finicky, I can tell you, according to the weather and the clouds. So if there's clouds in the way, we're going to have trouble. So I'm hoping to be able to try to rectify that soon. All right, for you guys. Okay, now I am going to go ahead and pin the product that we are going to be using, which is going to be this Meeden palette right here. Okay, and let me show you what our inspiration photo today. Now this, before we even start, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am not a professional artist, okay? I do this for fun. I didn't know anything about watercolor art before I bought this palette a little over a year ago. I'm terrible at drawing. I really struggle with it. But I've been trying to push the envelope with you guys on our tutorials and really try things kind of out of the box that I'm not used to it. But I've been trying to push the envelope with you guys on our tutorials and really try things kind of out of the box that I'm not used to, so that I can improve and that you guys can learn as well. So we're going to try this today. This is going to be my inspiration picture, but I can tell you right now that there's no way on God's green earth that it's going to turn out looking like this. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys my lecture about not having any expectations when you start with art, okay? Let it end up being what it is, and don't have expectations because you will end up disappointed. So this is our inspiration picture, and if you think for a second that I'm going to paint that, then you might as well keep scrolling because that's not going to happen. This is not my wheelhouse, okay? But we're going to use this as our inspiration, and we're going to kind of sketch this out and figure out how to get something similar. And it's going to be fun. It is not going to be stressful or we're not going to put pressure on ourselves to do this museum quality art. Okay, guys, what we're going to do is have fun, put some color to paper, and just decompress and enjoy the process. So trust the process and enjoy it. And remember, my art is very messy. Okay, it's kind of a messy style. So it's definitely not going to be clean or anything like this, but we're going to have fun with it, and it's going to turn out however it turns out. I'm not going to have expectations. Okay, guys? So I wanted you guys to know what my inspiration photo was before we got started. And we're going to do this in layers because I'm going to have to do like the martini glass first. And then we're going to have to do like the straws and the martini glass first. And then we're going to have to do like the straws and the snakes and everything are going to have to come afterwards. So the martini glass. So we're going to go ahead and draw out an upside down triangle that doesn't quite connect at the bottom. Okay, so it's going to go like this. We're going to have that upside down triangle. Try to make them at the same angle as best you can. And then we're going to kind of round out the bottom of our triangle like this. Have your eraser ready, guys, because you might be better than me at drawing things, but you're going to end up needing your eraser to erase if you struggle like I do. So, but I say that and I can't find my eraser. And I just had it. I don't need it right now, but I know I'm going to need it. So hang on one second, guys, and let me grab my eraser. All right, I have it. Okay. But I know I'm going to need it. So hang on one second, guys, and let me grab my eraser. All right, I have it. Okay. These at an angle. So we're going to like a concave so that we have that first connection of the glass. And it's going to kind of concave up. It's just going to have this light little dip in the center. Okay? I know, Kaylin, he is cute, but now I'm telling you, I just don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Y'all, this could be one of my disasters. I've had a couple of those. So, all right, and now we're going to just go the opposite direction with the top of it. Bring it all the way around. Okay? And then we're going to bring down our stem of it. Bring it all the way around. Okay? And then we're going to bring down our stem because the base is going to have like this melted snow look to it. So right now what I want to do is just kind of make sure that we have an idea of where our snowman's going to go, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at, and keep in mind this is going to have like a little, liquid in it as well, okay? We're going to want our snowman's going to kind of be melting along the edge. So we're just going to kind of draw those melted look to it. And maybe some over here. Okay. And we can change this up. I mean, this is just a sketch. So just know that we've got those melting edges of the snowman. And then our little snowman is going to be, this is where I'm going to struggle, guys, is getting this proportional. So we're going to do his little belly. This is his hand right here. This is our snowman's hand. He's coming off the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit thicker. And his hand is going to come off like this, like that, like around the edge of that. And his hand is going to come off like this, like that, like around the edge of that. Okay. So I'll erase the center so it looks like the hand's coming out of the center. So you see that, what I did there? All right. Hopefully everybody has kind of gotten to this point. Y'all let me know if you have any questions up to this point. Okay. Anybody have any issues at all or questions so far? All right. So now from his hand, which kind of comes across like this, it looks like, we are going to draw his belly, and it's going to kind of attach right at the edge of his hand like this. Okay. So there's where his belly goes. And then his head. Okay. So there's where his belly goes. And then his head is going to start just under his belly right here. And it's going to go all the way around. Up like that. Okay. And then his chin is kind of like, looks like it's kind of melting right there onto his belly. And his head is rested on the edge of the glass. And now we're going to kind of come up with this. And then we have his hat. Okay. So his hat comes around and it kind of, you know, we have that edge of the Santa hat. So, and it kind of goes around like this and comes up and then around. Okay, so that's our hat. He's looking kind of funky, but that's okay because remember, guys, this is just a sketch. We're gonna make him look cute. We just have to make sure we get our proportions right. So I'm gonna fix his head. It was a little bit awkward, so I'm gonna pull it in some. Like, okay. And then we're gonna draw the hat. It's gonna come up. It's like a triangle, a small rounded triangle like this. And then it's going to come around and all the way down here. Just like that. Okay, so there he is so far. Okay, and then we're going to have the little, you know, puff ball on the end of his hat. Okay. All right, I'm going to fix this right here just a little bit. Okay. All right, so there he is. And now he's got like a little, I mean, we're going to have some little like bubbles kind of in the cocktail itself like this. And then he's got like his arm, like that's the stick coming up. I'm just going to kind of barely draw it out because we're going to fix that as we go. So that's coming out. And then he's got the straws that go out like this. Okay. And then there's another straw right here. Okay. All right. Now This looks like a hot mess, guys, and I know that. But it's going to be fine once we get through the process of putting color on this, okay? So just trust the process. And again, this may end up being a complete and total hot mess, and that's okay. All right, so we're going to stop there on the drawing part of it, because the base down here we're going to fix later. Okay, Erin, thanks for the follow. So if you guys have any questions up to this point, let me know. All right, let me know, because we are going to start adding color in just a moment. All right, so is everybody kind of where we're at? Okay, is everybody there? I know that you can't really tell kind of what it's going to look like just yet, but I promise we'll add the lights. We're going to add the melting snow at the bottom and all of that later, okay? Let's get this part done first, okay? Now, we're going to start with our Meeden number 1 brush, okay? So if everybody everybody wants to know the brushes we're using this set right here, all right? So Meeden number 1, I have the 4 brush set, okay? But we're gonna be using the number 1. They do make a 9 brush set as well if you like more sizes than just what I have. Okay, all right. So everybody's going to take your Meeden number 1, and dip it in your water. Okay, and we are going to start on the cocktail glass first. Okay, so what I want you guys to think about just putting water inside the cocktail glass, going around the snow that's melting. So don't put it in the snow, just put it in the glass itself, okay? Now we'll add detail and stuff with our pens, with our pen in a little while, so it's gonna look kind of strange as we start, but trust the process, okay? Because it's gonna end up looking exactly the way it's gonna look, right? We're not gonna have any kind of expectations on this, guys, okay? Now, this is the first time I've used this paper, okay? I use Meeden paper all the time, but this is the first time I've used this postcard paper. It came in the mail. I wanted to try it out, see how I like it. So I have no idea how this is going to work once I start adding color and how it's going to blend. I feel like it's going to blend great because Meeden is really good about, like, I love their paper, and it always seems to blend really well. It doesn't seem to be as absorbent as this paper, which is nice because it gives you a little bit more working time. So we're going to dip into our gray, okay? And we're going to give it some gray pigment on the left side of this glass, okay? And we're going to kind of go up in between the snow right over here, okay? And then also right here at the base, we want to make sure we add some darker areas right here at the base. And then along the bottom of the snow that's dripping over the edges, because that's going to have some shadows as well. Okay, so we want it to be darker in these areas. This is where we want our shading to be. All right? Yes, exactly. Thanks, Rain, for sharing out the live. I appreciate that. You guys, if you share out our live, it is so appreciated. It helps us get to that FYP page and helps us to be able to find more people who want to learn how to do watercolor. All right, so now I rinsed my brush, and I'm going to just dab it off so that it's fairly dry, and I'm going to spread out that pigment across the whole inside of the cocktail glass at the top, okay? Just the top part of the cocktail glass. So you're going to have some areas that are really dark gray, and you're going to have some that are lighter, and that's good. That's what we want, guys, okay? We want this shading. If you need to add more pigment to get your shading to work the way that you want it to do, go ahead and reach up and get some more gray and add that in. Okay, we want our pigment to have these shadows underneath our snow, and when I spread mine out, it kind of did it too much, so I'm going to go ahead and add more gray in there so that it's got that pigment where I want it to be, that darker, those darker areas. Okay, all right. Any questions so far on any of the products that we're using or any of the ways and techniques that we're doing this for the tutorial today? Okay, make sure that you go ahead and rinse your brush, dab it, and then make sure you've got that pigment. There's not going to be any harsh lines on the shading. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead and dry this. Okay, now I'm using a heat gun, but you guys, you can use a hair dryer. You can just let it air dry if you want to. This is not the exact one that I have, but this is the one that is on TikTok that I recommend to. This is not the exact one that I have, but this is the one that is on TikTok that I recommend. Be dry for the second layer. Okay, so once that is dry, now I'm just going to show you kind of, and this is a hot mess right now, and don't worry about that, but just remember that you can see now how this paper blends. Okay, and it blends very similarly to the regular Meeden paper that we use for our artist trading card styles and sizes. So you can see it's a smooth ombre blend with this and our artist trading card styles and sizes. So you can see it's a smooth ombre blend with this, and I really, we want this to look kind of clear and see-through. So that is why I was hoping that this paper would blend a lot like the regular Meeden paper, and it does. So we are doing good. So, all right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and take our pen, because I want to know where we're going to need to put our highlights. So we're going to go ahead and take our pen and go ahead and outline our snow drips, so we can kind of see. And like I said, we were going to be doing this, our snow drips, so we can kind of see. And like I said, we were going to be doing this in stages, because we're having to layer everything to get this to look exactly the way that we want it to look. Okay, so this is our drips, our snow drips that's coming off the side of the glass. Okay, now let's go ahead and bring this edge down on our glass. We're using a micron pen because it's waterproof, and so it's not going to run if we put water on it. It's not going to smudge. It'll be fine with water over the top of it, and we will be adding water over the top of this. So we want to make sure that we have a waterproof pen to do this. Okay, that is these micron pens. I'm using a micron 05. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and do some details right here underneath that. And we're going to do a few little details here. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to put highlights on these. And I can't do that until I know exactly where I want those highlights to go. So I'm going ahead and doing the details with this dark pen. Okay. All right, so now that we've got that done, what we're going to do is we are going to pull out I'm going to pull out my Transcend Zero. This is my detail brush. And I'm going to use some white acrylic gesso, but you don't have to have gesso. You can use white acrylic paint, or you can use the white watercolor in your palette if you want. But if you do that, you're going to have to do several layers So just be prepared for that because it's going to be a little more translucent than we want. We want this white to really show up. You can also use an acrylic pen, like this Meeden acrylic pen right here. Okay, I have this set, and it's a really nice set, and you can use it as well, okay? But I want to have something that's really thin and really opaque, so that is what I'm going to use. And I'm just going to put a little dab right there because I don't need a ton of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my gesso and I'm going to kind of run. Oh, look what I just did. You guys, I told y'all I did that every single time I do that. Never fails. Okay. We are going to take all the way, and I'm just going to kind of go under it like that. And I'm going to do some just dots here, and I'm going to go here, just dots here, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to do a couple dots here, and maybe a little highlight there, and maybe behind it here, and right up here. Okay, so we don't need much. We just, because we're going to add some more when we add our lights, okay? But I just wanted you guys to see that we're trying to make this look a little more translucent as far as the glass. We want it to look more like glassy look, like see-through-ish. So these highlights are going to help with that. Now we're going to do more highlights and lowlights in a little while once we get the lights and stuff drawn on, but for now, we're going to clean this up because you know I'm going to stick my paper in it. It never fails. Okay, so we have that. All right, so I'm going to put that brush down. I'm going to rinse it really good and put it down. Any questions? I'm interested in painting in order to book and hoping it gets... Yay, Creative Strive. I'm so glad. I love that. Yay. Okay, so now we are going to move on to the middle of the... Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do... What do I want to do next, you guys? This is hard for me to figure out layers. Okay, we're going to do the inside here, okay? So we're going to take our Meeden number 1. And we are going to go ahead and, let me switch this. Our Meeden number 1 palette, our Meeden number 1 brush, and we're going to use our palette. We're going to get some water on our brush, and let me go ahead and get my paper towel ready. You guys know I always have to have a paper towel in my hand when I'm doing this because I'm constantly tapping my brush to it. I don't want too much water. Can we have like 5 or less seconds? Yes, I will hold off, okay? No worries, Kaylin. The white medium I used was acrylic gesso, but you can also use acrylic paint, or you can use an acrylic marker. You can use a gel pen. If you have a really good gel pen, that is what I would recommend. Now, I do have a really good white gel pen somewhere, but it has been like a fiasco in my studio the last couple of days, so I have not had time to really pull out my gel pens to find it, because I have this whole like big stack of gel pens right here, and I know I have a white one in there somewhere, and that's a really good set. Like all of those gel pens work so good. So I don't know. I just haven't had time to find it. So what color is in the cup? Okay, in the cup, we're going to start with gray. So if everybody's ready to move on, we're going to start with gray, but we're going to work our way around the snowman. And we're going to work our way around the straws. The snowman. And we're going to work our way around the straws. Don't worry about the branch. We're going to go right over the top of the branch because that's a dark color and we can paint over the top of it. Okay? So we just used the gray, and we're going to use that gray again. Okay? But first we're going to go in with just clear water. So if everybody's ready to move on, let me know. what color is right now that you used in the cup with the highlights? Yes, that is the color. I used the gray. Okay. All right. Are we ready to move on? Are we good? Y'all let me know. Okay. All right. Kaylin says yeah, so we're going to move it. All right, here we go. We're going to add some water into the sections of the cup that are not the snowman or the straw. Okay. So just work your way around the hand of the snowman, the belly of the snowman, and the head of the snowman, and go ahead and add your water in there. Then go around the straw as well. Okay, and just add your your water. Okay, now we're going to do our gray. We're going to dip into our gray color right here. And we are going to just add some gray right across not the top, but just below the top of the rim, because we want that to look like where the water kind of starts. Okay. So we're going to go kind of across there, and we're going to go across here as well, in between the straws, and then in this corner right here. Okay. And now rinse your brush, dry it off, and go ahead and spread that out where you want it to go down into your glass. And I'm even bringing it across the rim right here and right here, just a little bit. Not a lot, because the snowman's kind of going over the top of that. So we don't want it to be too much. But if he's melting, he's going to show a little bit. There's going to be a little bit of that rim, because water is clear when it melts. Okay. Now go ahead and go in with your gray in the center where the water is, a little bit darker. So just dip into that before it dries, and kind of spread that across there. And if it's too dark, dip in your water, get some more water, and spread it out, because you don't want it to be too dark, but you for sure want it to be a separate color than the edging, because it's the water part, or the cocktail part. Okay. Now, if you need to pick up some of that pigment, which I need to do right around the edge here, I'm going to dry my brush and just go right along the edge and pick up that pigment, so that it's lighter across the top right there, where I need it to be lighter. Okay, now when we add our detail, you're going to be able to tell that a little bit more, but let's go ahead and dry that off. Okay, and now that we have dried that off, we're going to go in again with just our brush and our pigment, and we're going to kind of bring that water level or cocktail level across into, whoops, that was a little bit much, into our water. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to this, because it's a little darker than I wanted it to be. And now I'm going to dry my brush, and I'm going to lift some of that color. But I'm going to leave this dark line across there, because I want there to be a contrast to where you can tell where the water begins that he's sitting in, and where the cocktail glass starts, okay? So as you can see now, you can see that water line, okay? Does that make sense how I did that? I just added water, dried my brush, and when I lifted it, I just made sure to lift from the inside lip of this right here so that it left that dark line, okay? Hi, Jamie. How's it going? Okay. All right. So everybody there so far, just play around with it until you get it where you want it to be. There's no rush. If you need me to hold off, I can do that. We are going to, I'm just going to clean this line up just a tad. I'm not worried about the straw or anything. We'll get to those in a little while. Just do what you feel like you need to do with the water. About the straw or anything, we'll get to those in a little while. Just do what you feel like you need to do with the water for now. Thanks for the heart, me, Jamie. Every time y'all check in, it helps your account and it helps my account. It's good engagement for your accounts. So thank you guys for that. Okay. All right. So far, this is where we're at. I know it looks like a hot mess. Trust the process. Trust the process, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do our bubbles in our water. Okay. So we're going to have to take our number one brush. We're going to reach in and we're going to get this gray pigment, but you don't want to have a whole lot of water on your brush. You do not want this to spread. Like, make sure that everything's dry. Okay. Jess, thank you for the heart, me. Okay. So make sure it's all dry and go ahead and just give yourself, just use the very tip of your number one brush with lots of gray pigment on it so that it comes out fairly dark. You don't want to use black though, just your gray. And we're going to go and we're going to just kind of create a few of those little bubbles. In our cocktail. And they don't have to be full circles because, you know, they're just kind of bubbling a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse my brush and I'm going to go in with basically clear water, but also pretty dry. Okay. And I'm going to kind of smooth these out just a little bit so that they're kind of directly over that with an almost dry brush, just like a damp brush. And it'll kind of smooth those bubbles out and blend them a little bit more. So it'll kind of smooth those bubbles out and blend them a little bit more. So it'll kind of give them just kind of powder barely, and they're blended really nice. Okay. Okay. I know it looks weird now, but it's not gonna when we're done, because we're gonna add some color into those as well. Okay. So just make sure you have that, and then let's dry that off, and we'll go in and add some color in those in just a little while, but for now we're gonna leave them alone. All right, we're just gonna let them kind of dry and do their thing, okay? And we're gonna move on to our snowman, okay? So with our snowman, we don't want to mess with him too much because we want him to be white, but he is going to have some shadows here and there. So, and he's going to have some rosy cheeks, and he's going to have, you know, features. So first we're going to go ahead and trim and go ahead and trace this belly out of our snowman. Okay. So take your micron pen and trace him out, bring his face around, make him look like he's kind of starting to melt around his little head. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and trace his little hat too. Just so that we have that done. Okay. All right. So I have his head and his belly kind of done. I'm going to go ahead and bring around the rim of the glass, but I'm not going to do it full. I'm just going to give it a little bit of like sketched out look. Okay. It's not going to be anything that's solid. Okay. All right. So that's where we're at so far. So we have our little snowman kind of sketched out, and we're going to give him his little dots for his belly right here. And we're going to give him his little dots for his belly right here. And I'm going to give him his face or his smile here. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and do his eyes like he's sleeping. And his nose is going to come out like this. It's like a little triangle with a rounded tip. Okay. And it's kind of rounded like that. So that's his nose. It's kind of covering his eye. We can put a little bit of his eye coming out right here. So it looks like he's kind of sleeping there. And then we're going to give him his cheeks and stuff. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull out whatever detail brush you want to use, or your number one. If you use your number one, guys, you can go ahead and use the tip of your number one if you want to for this. Okay. So we're going to do his nose first. Oh, I'm glad you're doing well, Jamie. Sorry, guys. All right. How are we doing so far? Kathy says I'm freezing. All right. How are we doing so far? Kathy says I'm freezing. I'm sorry, guys. Again, my internet acts crappy sometimes. So you guys let me know if I need to review anything that we've done up to this point. Are we good? Okay. All right. I'm going to... Am I frozen, guys? I just want to make sure I'm not. It's showing I have a green light and then I'm coming through good. So I just want to make sure that everything is working well before I move on. Well, before I move on. Welcome in, Joanne. Welcome, welcome, guys. All right. Are we good? Yes, it's kind of freezing. Audio's cutting out a little bit, but it's catching up, I think. Okay. Because on my computer screen, I can see you guys when you post those comments. But, and I have a green light here that tells me my connection is really good. So I don't know, but, that was good till you wrote this. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and do his little nose. All right. So the way that we're going to do the nose is we're going to just do we're going to use this dark orange right here. And we're going to just do a little bit across the bottom of his nose. Okay. Just like that. And then I'm going to rinse my brush. And with a wet brush and clear water, and I'm just going to dab. I don't want a whole bunch of water. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of bring that pigment up into his nose. So it's going to be a little darker on bottom than on the top. Okay. All right. So that's what we have. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put water on his cheeks. I'm just going to do clear water. Remember, the pigment is going to go wherever the water is. So I want this to kind of spread, but I want to do this very carefully, because if you put too much, see, like I just spread his little nose too much. So I'm going to have to pick that up. Okay, if you put too much on it, it's going to go all over the place. So you're going to take just a teeny tiny bit of the pink with an almost dry brush, and you're just going to barely touch it to his cheek and to his cheek, and let that spread on its own, okay? Because you want them to be spread out, but you don't want it to go all over the place, okay? So we have his little cheeks. And let's go ahead and dry all of that before anything else smears. Okay. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and take some of my white watercolor. Now, this is a refill. What I did with my white is I used the tube white and poured it in here for a refill. Okay. So just so you guys know that. It's not the original white because I had ran out, because I use white quite often to mix with. So, okay. All right, so I'm going to use the white, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in to his body right here. And I'm just going to bring that white along. I'm going to go right over the top of the rim because I want that to kind of look translucent, okay? So I just got clear water. And mixed it with the white. And my brush had a teeny tiny bit of pigment on it that was from the pink. So it does have a little bit of a pink tint to it, but I kind of like it. Again, I'm going to go with grab that white, and I'm going to go over his belly. I'm not worried about the black, the highlights and stuff that we did, because guess what? We can go over those again with our pen, but I can see them now, so I know where they go. Okay, so we're going to go over his hand. We're going to go over the melt right here and over the top of the cup right there, because we want it to look like his hands is melted over the top, and you can see through the melting to the rim of the cup, if that makes sense. Okay. So we're going to go over that, so it's a little bit lighter than the rest of the cup. Okay. All right. Same thing with his face. We're going to kind of just go, oops, that's too much water. We're going to go on his face. We're going to kind of just go, oops, that's too much water. We're going to go on his face. But I'm not going to do too much with around his cheeks or anything. I want those to kind of stay. I just want to make sure that he looks like he's got some around his cheeks or anything. I want those to kind of stay. I just want to make sure that he looks like he's got some shadows and stuff going on. And we're going to do that by adding in a little bit of gray in certain areas. So he needs to have some paint on him to do that. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go right around the rim of his hat. Oops, that's too much. Right around the rim of his hat with some gray. Because there's going to be a shadow there, right? Because his hat's on his head. So he needs to have a little bit of a shadow, and a little bit of a shadow right here where he's leaned onto the side of the cup. So we want to have a little bit of gray in there. And it's mixed with that white now, so it's going to be a little lighter than what we used on the cup. Okay? So he has just enough of a shadow to kind of look like he's melting into that cocktail. Right? And then go ahead right here at his chin and do the same thing. We want a little bit of a shadow there as well. Make sure it's wet. It should be damp where you're putting these shadows. Okay. It's right under his chin. And then right along the edge of the rim right here where it connects. Okay. Not too much. Don't get carried away with it. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rinse my brush. I'm going to dry this off. And then we're going to add some white highlights over the rim of that cup so that it looks more natural. Okay? All right. So now we're going to take our white and we're going to go kind of right over the edge of the rim of that cup here and right here where he's melting. I'm going to try to get that pink out. I accidentally had pink on my brush when I did that first one. And I don't really want him to be pink. Although that would be fine. I guess we could do a pink snowman. Okay. So it looks like he's kind of melting, like he's clear. So as it melts over the edge of the cup, you can still see the rim of the cup, but it looks less dark than the rim here where he's not melting over it, if that makes sense. Okay? That's the idea behind that. Okay. Hi, Lori. How's it going? It's okay to be late. Do you put the edge of a white on the outside of the cup first before you draw the snowman? No, I did not. I drew him, and I'm adding the white as we go. Okay, so let's dry him off and see if we need to do another layer of white or not. All right, I think he looks pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to go ahead and go in and I'm going to add a little bit of color under these bubbles. Not too much, okay? So just get some water and add a little bit of water underneath any of your bubbles that you want to add a little like extra to, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of this magenta pink here. Just a little bit. Not enough to hardly even notice, really. But I want it to have a little bit of color, okay? Now, once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and so it's just got a hint. I don't know if you guys can even see it on your end, but it's got just a hint of pink under a few of the bubbles, okay? Now I'm going to do that same thing with a few more of the bubbles. I'm going to go and add in a little bit of the purple. But I don't want it to be too much. So we want to just be extra careful not to get it not to overwhelm it. Because we want it to be very subtle. Okay. Good. Blend, if you have harsh lines, you can always blend those harsh lines out with just a damp brush. That's what I usually do. So just know if you end up with harsh lines, just blend them out with a damp brush. Okay, so there's our little bubbles in our cocktail. Okay. Yes, I got it, Lori. I sure did. I did. I got it. Yep, those are going out this week. I haven't had a chance to make it into town to the post office just yet, but I've got a couple that are going out this week, and yours is one of those. So, okay, guys. All right, so that's where we're at so far. Okay, let's go ahead and do the, what do I want to do next? Let's do the straw and the branch, okay? So we are going to go ahead and take our number 1 and we're going to dip into this dark brown. This is that dark ochre color. And let's go ahead and do this branch first, okay? So we're going to go ahead and just kind of draw this branch down into because this is like his, you know how he has those like tree branches for arms. I mean, I think that's what this is supposed to be. I didn't do this drawing. I'm just using a reference photo, so. Which, by the way, this looks nothing like. But it's still going to be cute, guys. The idea is to remember your art is different than anyone else's. So there's no reason at all to have any expectations of what it's going to end up with, except your whatever you want to do, okay? Okay, so we have our branch coming out of there. Everybody good so far? Let me know. Okay. Any questions? Anybody need me to hold off and wait on them? Let me know. But this is where we're at right now. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Are we good? We good? We good? We good? Give me a thumbs up if we're ready to move on. I'm going to go ahead and draw my branch. Remind everybody that we are using the Meeden 48 color palette. And guys, this palette was my beginner palette that I purchased over a year ago. And it's what I learned on. So if you guys are struggling to learn and you need a good set of watercolors, or you're wanting to learn, or you're wanting to start watercolors, this is a great palette to start with because it comes with everything that you need. It comes with a brush, a pencil, an eraser, a sponge, your mixing areas, and 48 colors, including your metallics and your neons. So it's a great starter palette, but even though I bought it over a year ago and I have a lot of really expensive palettes now, this is my go-to and it's the one I use every day. And I have a ton of paint still left, so it lasts a really long time. I have a lot of really expensive palettes now. This is my go-to and it's the one I use every day. And I have a ton of paint still left, so it lasts a really long time. I have refilled the white. But other than that, it's a great palette. So if you guys are interested in learning how to do watercolors, then I would suggest picking that palette up, joining us on our lives every day and learning and having fun with us and painting with us, because that is what we do every day. All right. And painting with us, because that is what we do every day. All right. We are going to move on to the straw, or the straws in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to make these candy striped. Okay. So we're going to start with our white and go ahead and dip into your white and just, you know, go ahead and fill your entire straw in with white. Both straws. Okay, and let that, or blow dry it with a heat gun or a blow dryer if you want to. Okay, and now we're going to reach over and we're going to use our red which is, let me show you the color that I'm using. Where is my, oh, I swear my whole thing is like not working today. I'm just like losing everything and misplacing everything. My mind is awry. It must be that time of year. I literally just had the, oh, here it is. I was gonna say I just had the swatches for this. Thanks, Rhonda. So we're using this crimson red, okay, which is one of those that I haven't swatched yet. So this is the red that we're using. Let me get a bunch on there so you guys can see the true color of that. Okay, so we're going to use this crimson red. And we are going to do the stripes, okay? And our stripes are going to go at an angle. So use the tip of your brush and just kind of bring them down at an angle and fill those in. And fill those in. Don't overthink it, guys. Just fill them in. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get out our micron pen. And we are going to redo this one again. I'm out of state and can't join along. If we do him again, which we probably will, because I think he's going to be popular. I think everybody's going to really want to do him again, because this is definitely taking some practice and it's taken a while to do. And I will practice on him some more, because I feel like there's probably a little bit easier way. Go ahead and outline your straws, guys, to pull this off. I feel like I'm making it more difficult than it has to be. And that's probably because I'm not an artist, you guys. I am a nutritionist who likes to paint, so, but I do feel like we're going to want to do him again. Okay. All right, so we have our little straws coming out. Well, Rhonda, I saw him and I was like, oh my God, I need to do some Christmas. I need to do him. So like I may go back to Halloween, but I saw him and I was just like, I just couldn't wait on him. I've pinned a lot of Christmas stuff that I think I'm going to, work on. But when I saw him, I just immediately was drawn to like, go ahead and paint him. So, so that's why I decided to do him. All right, let's go ahead and finish, tracing out the details on our cocktail glass now. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. I think he's looking good. I know, right? I did fall in love with him. He was so cute. Okay. All right. So again, we're using the Mead & palette. I know I keep repeating myself, but I know people are in and out of the room. Those of you who are painting with me have to hear this spiel 47 million times, and I'm sorry. But we're using the Mead & palette. It is my beginner palette. It is the palette that I bought when I wanted to learn how to do watercolors. It is still the palette I use every day today, even though I have more expensive palettes. I love, love, love this palette. You can pop these out and you can make travel kits with these by popping these individual containers out like this if you want to, and trading them out and making your color set yourself and just traveling with this, or leave it in and close it up and it travels like this really well. Okay, mine's a hot mess because I use it every single day, but look at how much paint I still have left, and I've used it well over a year every day. So it's a great value. It comes with everything you need to start watercoloring. It comes with your brush. It comes with your pencil, your eraser, your sponge, and the places in the back here to mix your colors, 48 colors, including neons and metallics. So it's totally and completely a great starter palette. And oh, my brushes are more pointed than the grabby ones. I don't know. I don't have the grabby set. I've thought about getting it just to check it out, but I love these brushes. They're literally my favorite brushes out of all of my brushes. And I have a big bin of brushes right here. I have another big bin of brushes over there, and I love these brushes. They're my favorite. So, anyway, so that's what we're using. It is linked below for you guys if y'all are interested in checking out that palette and learning how to do watercolors. I would suggest this palette as a beginner palette or as a seasoned artist. Either one, it is a great palette to have. Okay, now we are going to move into the hat. All right, so let's go ahead and get our red. We're going to use the same red that we used in our straw, the crimson. Okay, and actually we don't need any color yet. We just need clear water. So everybody get your brush cleaned. If you are using this, go ahead and dump your water and get some clear water. Make sure you have good, nice, clear water. And get some for your brush, okay? Whoops. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I bought them meat. I bought meat and brushes. Let's see. I bought them meat. I bought meat and brushes. I'm excited to use them. Yay! Yes, I'm excited for you. The meat and brushes are awesome. You're gonna love them. Have they come in yet? Have you gotten yours in yet? Have they come in yet? Have you gotten yours in yet? Melissa, that's okay. We're gonna do it again. I'll go through. We're gonna do this again. I'm gonna practice it a little bit more because I think I'm making it more difficult than it has to be. So I'm going to do another one and practice because I feel like that there's an easier way to do this. And I just feel like I probably have made it harder than it needs to be. So, but again, you know, this is the first time I've done this. It's the first time I've used this paper. It's the first time that I've done this drawing or anything. And, you know, again, I'm learning as well as you guys. So we'll do it again. Don't worry. All right, let's do the hat. So let's go ahead and put clear water in the hat. Make sure your water is nice and clear. Go down the hat with that clear water. And just make sure that you only put water where you want red to go, okay? Reach over and get your red and go ahead, and we're gonna start around this little crease of the hat. And we're gonna go down into the tip of the hat. And that's all we're gonna do. Now we're gonna rinse our brush off and we're gonna spread. Okay, so we're gonna have those, the darker areas are gonna be down on the stem of his hat, right around this wrinkle area. And then the lighter parts are gonna be the top of his hat and around the rim that attaches to the fuzz of his hat. Okay, so that's kind of where you're looking at the darker area. Actually, I think this needs to be a little dark too. So go ahead and add a little bit of pigment across the top where the rim, where the fuzz touches the hat as well. Into that corner there, okay? And spread that out however you feel like you need to get that to blend. If you need to add pigment, go ahead and add pigment to get it shadowed where you want it to be. I really want this to be dark down here. And then I want that to kind of spread out. Okay. All right, so we have that, and we are going to now dry that out. Okay, so I'm going to dry his hat. Dry that out. Okay, so I'm going to dry his hat. Okay, so I'm going to dry his hat. And the fuzzy part at the top of his hat, like the hat band part of his hat with your white. And then we're going to add our shadows into that with the gray. Okay, so we have that, and those are nice and wet. Go ahead and grab some of that gray. Don't even rinse your brush. Leave the white on your brush. Grab your gray and go ahead and give it just a few little gray taps underneath the bottom of that. And then do the same thing across this left side right here. Oop, that's too much. And across the base of the hat right there. Just spread that along there. So it's got a little bit of shadow across that, okay? And again, I didn't rinse my brush. I just left the white on it so that that gray would kind of be muted. Okay. Now rinse your brush. Go ahead and spread that. Pick up any pigment that you might need to pick up by drying your brush off and lifting so that you've got that good shadow around the edge. This, however, did not shadow like I would want, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more. And then I'm going to dry my brush and lift and spread how it needs to. All right, let's go ahead and dry that. Thanks for the follow, Renee Breezy. Appreciate that. I don't always see those come through because I'm painting. So if I miss you and you followed me, thank you so much. I do try to follow back, but sometimes it takes me a little while because I'm not allowed to follow. You know, like if you follow too many people all at once, then the algorithm gets mad about that. So I have to take my time. Okay. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and do our outline. I'm going to go back over this line so that it looks fresh and bright. And we're going to go and I'm going to make sure that I have my wrinkle in there of our hat. And do a little wrinkle right there too. Okay. And I'm just kind of barely shaking my hand as I drag this down, so it's not perfectly straight. It's kind of got a little bit of a jag to it. Okay. All right, so that's where we're at so far. He's not looking bad. He's definitely not even close to what the inspiration picture is about, but that's okay because I told you guys it wasn't going to be that. Hi, Tracy. You know what? When I get off of here, I'm going to download this entire live and I will try to put it on my YOU channel, tube channel for you guys. I need to do that with my lives more, so I'm going to try and do that for you guys, okay? I can't promise that I'm going to figure it out, but I have figured out how to download them, so I would like to be able to edit out all of the salesy stuff, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that, so you'll have to just fast forward through that stuff. But yeah, I will do my best to download it and upload it to my YOUTUBE channel for you guys, because he is a cute one. And I think, and when we get the lights on him, he's even going to be cuter. So I just want you guys to know that we're going to add lights to him in just a second, and it's going to be super stinking cute when we get done. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the stem. I'm going to go ahead and just bring it down. And then I'm going to get my pencil out and draw the base of him. Okay. Thanks, babe. How was your flight? Y'all, Dawn May Project, if you don't follow him, definitely click his channel, because I'm going to pin him. That's my husband. And the other night we were listening to his music. He has great music. He's a great musician. That's what that's his profession. So if you guys have not followed him, then I want you guys to do that. So definitely, let's see if I've got him pinned. Yep. So you guys be sure and, okay, so you had a good flight. He's in Michigan. He's visiting his family this week. Or this weekend. I'm excited for him. Yeah, when I get done, I'll give you a call. I love you. I miss you already. He left this morning at like 1:30 in the morning, you guys. Ugh. I was glad I didn't have to get up, because I was warm and cozy in my bed. All right, guys. So if you don't follow him, please click his name in the pinned comment. Thank you, Stacy, for pinning that. Please click that and let him and give him a follow and enjoy his music. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and draw now the base. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and pin back our palette now so that we're back on that. Okay. And what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to make, because remember, he's melting. So we're going to make the base kind of like melted snow. So we're just going to kind of bring that around. And it's going to kind of be like it's melting around. And then we're going to have, we'll do maybe some little Christmas little leaf thingies. I don't know what those are. Holly leaves, maybe? Yeah, so we'll do that. Right there. Maybe some berries right here. Okay. To kind of just highlight that out. So that's how we're doing the base. Okay. And he's going to be done the same way. That's going to be done the same way we did this. We're going to do it. We're going to take our Meeden number one brush. We're going to fill this with clear water. So everybody make sure your water's clear and fill your base all with clear water. Okay, and get some of your gray. And we want some here at the top for sure, because that's going to have a shadow right there. And we want to have just a few little areas along the stem here. And we want to have some right along the base here, underneath this little shadow of that, and right here some as well. This little shadow of that, and right here some as well. So we're going to have these areas that are just white, and that's the point, because it's snow, right? But we also are going to have these shadowed areas where it kind of shows the snow like bending and melting. It kind of gives it movement without it moving, because obviously it's a still picture, but it gives it movement. Okay. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Yes, we are having fun with this one today for sure. All right, so everybody got that base kind of sorted out a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. Kind of sorted out a little bit. If you have any questions, let me know. When we add our lights, okay, guys, when we add our lights on it, which we're going to do in just a second, we are going to end up with like places where we're going to want to add like some reflective light. Thank you, Amanda. So just kind of leave everything. Don't worry about it looking plain right now because we're going to add in those details in just a little while, okay? So what I want you guys to do is just to make sure you get this base finished off first. And then we'll start adding in these details. Now, if you feel like it doesn't match, like I feel like this base here doesn't match this. I feel like it's too light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go across it again. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put a second layer on it, okay? Go across this bottom right here with clear water again. I'm going to get my gray, and I'm going to add that gray into these same areas again that I did the first time. Okay? And now I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm going to go over those areas with clear water again so that it's a little bit darker on the second layer than it was the first one. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of bring the top of the cocktail glass together with the bottom of the cocktail glass. Okay, but it's still giving it that movement that we want. Okay. So cute. I kind of missed how you did the corners. Is that a stamp or hand done? This is hand done. I did not use a stamp for this. We drew it in the very beginning when we started. I showed everybody how to draw it as we went. And we'll do this one again. This is just one that I wanted to go ahead and, like, I'm not really doing Christmas stuff just yet, but I saw this one and I was like, oh my God, that's too cute. We have to do that one. So I'll probably go back to some Halloween stuff again, and then I'll come back to this when we get back into our Christmas stuff again. So, all right, let's go ahead and dry it. And so now, thank you for the follow, Paula. So now you can see it kind of matches better because I did 2 layers of that. So we've got our movement with the shadows. So it looks like it's kind of melting out, even though it's a still photograph or still painting. It has movement to it now with those shadows in it, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let's take our micron pen and let's go ahead and put in the... go ahead and do the sketching in detail. So that we can move on to... Okay. All right, so we have that done. And now I'm going to go ahead. Thanks for the follow. Nobody. Hi, Michelle. How's it going? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put in a few little highlights of my stem right here because you know the stem has got those little highlights. And then we're going to bring that up like this. Down. Okay, so that we have that kind of... Okay, so that we have that kind of... All right, we are using the Meeden brushes. So there they are. And I'm excited for you, Michelle. I can't wait too. Have they come? They have come in, right, though? Did you tell me they came in? I think you did. So we're using these Meeden brushes and they're awesome. They hold their tips really well. They don't rust. They're short so you can control your strokes, and they hold a ton of water. So I have the 4 set, but they also make a 9 set. The 4 set comes with the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. So hope that answers your questions. If you have any questions about these brushes, I'm happy to answer them. I have used them for almost a year now, and I really, really like them. This palette, though, comes with a brush, and it comes with, it comes with a decent brush. It's not a bad brush. And I used it for a long time before I broke down and purchased these brushes. But let me tell you, these brushes leveled my art up, y'all, big time. And I was a beginner artist when I bought this, or not beginner artist, but I was a beginner watercolor person when I bought this palette. This was my very first watercolor palette, and I wanted to learn, so I bought it, and I watched videos and learned. So you don't have to be talented to do this. Oh, you haven't had a minute. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's okay. You'll get to them. You will. But I will tell you that this palette was my beginner palette, and I still love it today, even though I have more expensive palettes now. And I didn't know how to paint when I bought this palette. I literally used this palette every single day for over a year. You can see I've got plenty of paint still left. It's worth every dime that I paid for it because I use it for everything. Not just painting, but other things too, because I make jewelry and Christmas ornaments and all kinds of stuff out of wood because I have a laser cutter, and I use it on that as well. So, it's a great palette. And even though I have more expensive palettes, I use this one. This is my go-to palette all the time. So, if you guys are looking to learn how to do watercolors, join me on my tutorials, grab this palette, and we will have some fun together. We're going to have a lot of fun during the Christmas season. Join me on my tutorials, grab this palette, and we will have some fun together. We're going to have a lot of fun during the Christmas season, doing some really fun Christmas card paper from Meeden. And what is exciting about this is I can use this as one of my Christmas cards. So I've already got one of my Christmas cards almost out of the way today. And that's going to be cool because I'm going to be sending these out to friends and family for Christmas so that they can have some of my art. All right, so let's move on. Let's go ahead and do our little, let's take the red and do our little berries right here. So all I'm going to do is just make those red little berries. And I did that with the tip of this brush because these brushes hold their tips really easy, so you can do detail with them. So many cute things on here. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I do try to list all of those things on my Etsy shop. So, I wasn't supposed to say that. On my ETSY shop, you guys. Sorry. Hopefully I won't get a violation. Okay. On my ETSY shop, you guys. Sorry. Hopefully I won't get a violation. Okay. Now, what am I going to do? Hang on. What am I going to do? Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had just a bit of an issue with my internet that I had to fix, so sorry. It kind of cut out on me and jumped over to cellular for some reason. So, all right, so we are going to now do the leaves. I'm going to reach into my green. Just get whatever green you want to do your leaves in, and just go ahead and color those leaves in with your green. And just go ahead and color those leaves in with your green. We're not doing anything special with these, but just coloring them in. So I'm just using the tip of my brush to do that. If you want to do some two-tone with these, you can go ahead and get a light green to start, reach over and then get a darker green and kind of add that before it dries along the top edge, and it'll spread out on its own. Okay, but get whatever green you're wanting to use and make those leaves however you want to do them, guys. Because I am ready to start the lights. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to start doing the Christmas of this. I think it's going to make the whole thing just be amazing. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is it Nini or Nini? All right. So let's go ahead and dry that off and pull out your micron pen. Go ahead and do your outline for that. And then we are ready to start the lights. Okay. All right. So this is it so far. And I want you guys to know that I know my art is usually like this messy style, and I haven't forgotten that, and that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do that at the end. For now, trust the process. I go live every day, the Tumbled Tortoise. My schedule is posted every Saturday, and usually on Saturday mornings, and I post it to my story a couple times a week so everybody has the schedule. It's different each week depending on what I've got going on. So just so you know, I like to go live every day, and and we do a tutorial every day, at least one, sometimes two. Today will be one because this one's taken us forever. But this was a new design, and I've never drawn it or done it before, so we're kind of learning as we go. So if you want to learn watercolors, grab a set that comes with everything you need except for the paper, and join us on a daily basis, and we will learn how to use them together. Yes, if you've been wanting to learn to watercolor, then you have come to the right place. You definitely have. And we do them every day. And like I said, this was my beginner palette, and I use it every day. And I love it, and it is amazing, and these brushes are amazing. So that is what we generally use. So this one will be, I'm going to download this live today, and I'm going to be uploading it to my YOUTUBE channel whenever we're done here, so you guys will have access to it. So just so you guys know that, I have figured out how to download them, so I'm going to try to do that for you guys. All right. Up to this point, I have not been doing that, but I'm going to try to start doing that so that you guys have access to them. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the lights. All right. Now the lights are going to be a little different because we're going to be using our micron pen, and we are going to be using our Meeden acrylic markers to do these lights. Okay. Because they need to be opaque, not translucent. And so this is what we're going to be using. So let me just show you guys these markers. All right. So we are going to be using the primary colors. So I'm going to pull out a yellow. I'm going to pull out an orange. I'm going to pull out a green. I'm going to pull out a primary colors. So I'm going to pull out a yellow. I'm going to pull out an orange. I'm going to pull out a green. I'm going to pull out a purple and a blue and a red. Okay. So these are the colors I'm going to be using from this set. Okay. And these are the colors I'm going to be using from this set. Okay. And this is the set that I'm using. These Meeden acrylic markers number 24 are the 24 set Let me pin them for you guys so you know where they're at. Right here. Okay. And oh, they have a actual sale on these today, so that's good. So they're going. So if you guys are interested in getting these, this is what we're going to use for the lights, okay? Now, you could use your paints, okay? I don't want you to feel like you can't use your paints. And honestly, after I use these, I may wish that I had used my paints. I don't know. I've never used these over watercolor, so we're going to test these. But, or if you have the set of Pigma Micron fine liner pens, they come. You have the set of Pigma Micron fine liner pens. They come in a set of, and they have all different colors, and you could actually use these as well, and they're waterproof. So that's another thing that you could do. I actually have a set, something coming in from Mr. Penn that might work really well for this. So, but I haven't gotten them in yet. So this is definitely, if you have this set, because I know some of you guys have this set. So if you do, you can pull out those. But we're going to be using, or I'm going to be using these. And that is what we'll be using for our lights. So go ahead and pull out your Micron black first. And let's go ahead and start our like the string. So we're going to bring the string down. You know what? I probably should do this in pencil first. I've already started this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do this light. But after this, I'm going to do it in pencil first. Okay, so that's the tip of our light right there. We just did a little square. And I'm going to do yellow to start. So I'm just going to take my yellow and I'm just going to make a little light shape. And the way that I'm doing it, because this is so little, let me show you guys on a piece of paper so you guys can see how I'm doing it. Because I know it's hard to see when it's that small. So let me just show you guys how I'm doing this. Okay. We're drawing, and our tip of our light is like a little rounded rectangle like that. And then our light goes like this. Okay, so that's how we're going to draw these. So if you guys are struggling with seeing this little bitty one, then that's how we're going to draw these. So if you guys are struggling with seeing this little bitty one, then I wanted you guys to see how I did that. All right? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let me go ahead and I'm going to bring down my strand longer. And I'm going to bring out several lights off of that. Okay, so I have a strand of lights there like that. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and outline my lights too. I don't think I'm going to leave them like that. I think I'm going to just very lightly give them this outline like that. Super light. Okay. Just because I think it looks kind of strange without the outline because everything else is outlined. Okay, so we have that done. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull out my markers and I'm going to do my lights. Whoops. I'm going to do an orange. And I'm going to do a red. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take, and I'm going to just give those their little outline. And I'm going to just give those their little outline. Okay, so we have our lights kind of coming off of there. What do you guys think so far? Oh my gosh. Oh, Miss Nina. School. Yeah. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and do another strand. Now, again, I probably don't have to do this with pencil. I could probably do this with just my pen directly. But if I mess up, I want to be able, after the time that it's taken me to do this painting, I don't want to mess this up. So I'm going to go ahead and draw them out with pencil first. Okay, so I'm going to have one coming from behind here. And then I'm going to have some of these come hanging from behind as well. Okay. And I'm going to have one coming off like it's coming out of the water. Okay. And I'm going to have another one like it's coming from behind the snow. And then I'm going to have some, I'm actually going to have one up underneath the snow, like right here. So like it's actually coming out of the snow there. And then I'm going to have one coming from right here. And maybe right here. And then right here. And these will be interesting to see how this does over our over the watercolor, because I haven't tried these pens over the watercolor yet. So okay, so these are our lights kind of hanging and coming off of everything. All right, so let's go ahead and put the color on and see how we do. Around the stem would be cute. It would be cute around the stem. I wonder, let's go ahead and put the color on and see how we do. Around the stem would be cute. It would be cute around the stem. I wonder, and like this. And then we could wrap one here and maybe bring it around like this. And wrap there. And then again, bring it around and maybe have one hanging off right here and one right here. And then one more time around and have it come off right here. And then maybe we have it come around and just kind of hang right there like that. Let's see how that looks, guys. I hope I didn't just mess this up, you guys, because the lights were making me nervous. All right, let's see. Let's see what we do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our micron pen and do our tops of our lights. When I start getting to the end of my paintings, I start getting super nervous that I'm going to mess it up when it's taken me this long to do this, because I don't do paintings that take me this long very often. So, I mean, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours, guys. That's craziness. Things that take me this long very often. So, I mean, we've been doing this for almost 2 hours, guys. That's craziness. But hey, look how cute it turned out. Whoever gets this card I just want all my family that's watching to know that if you get this card in the mail for Christmas, that it is because I truly love you. That's true. There aren't any mistakes in art. You are absolutely right. It is because I truly love you. That's true. There aren't any mistakes in art. You are absolutely right. But we are going to like the way they're doing that they are working on the paper itself. Now, over the watercolor, we're probably going to have to use the darker colors because I don't know that the yellow is going to show up, but maybe we'll do like a yellow over here in this lighter area and an orange over here in the lighter area and see how that looks. I don't know that the yellow is going to show up, but maybe we'll do like a yellow over here in this lighter area and an orange over here in the lighter area and see how that looks. All right, let's see how this. All right, let's see how this. I'm loving it. It doesn't look anything like our inspiration picture, but that's okay. It doesn't have to. I'm loving it. It doesn't look anything like our inspiration picture, but that's okay. It doesn't have to. I told you it wasn't from the very beginning. All right, look, that pretty much covers up that watercolor, so that's good. These are very, very opaque, so that's awesome about that. Let's use the red. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is cute. All right, let's use a yellow right here and see how that does. Well, looky there. Looks good. Excellent. Let's do a green right here. So these Meeden acrylic markers are very opaque. So they're doing a good job of covering up the space that we want them to cover without a good job of covering up the space that we want them to cover without. See, let's do a blue because I don't want it. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be too overpowering as far as the outline goes. So just know that I'm using a very light touch as I'm drawing these out. Okay. All right, let's do this set. These out. Okay. All right, let's do this set. Okay. All right, let's add the colors on those. We'll go ahead and do purple right here. And I'll go ahead and do purple over here too. Okay. And we'll do, I'll do red. Okay, so they're not covering up the black micron, so I may have to go over the ones, this red again, just because it's not quite covering all of this black highlight that I did there, but that's okay. We can go over it again once it's dry. But other than that, they're covering really well. Okay, I'm going to do green right here. How are we doing, guys? It did pull up like yours. Oh, okay, good. Oh, okay. You're talking about the water container. It was flat. Okay, yeah, you have to pop it out. Sorry, that's the way it travels. So, my bad. I wasn't sure what you were asking about that. Thanks. All right. Let's do blue right here. And I'm going to go over this again. Just curious if we are going to manage to cover that up. We might not be able to, but that's okay. All right. Okay, now we're going to outline those, and then we'll do our stem. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do our stem. Of our glass and see. Okay. All right. Hi, Susan. How are you? All right, let's do, let's go ahead and do the yellow. Now, guys, you could do these lights with watercolor. The reason that I'm using these markers instead of the watercolor that we initially did is because I wanted to cover up the background. And watercolor is very translucent, and these are very opaque. So we can cover them up. We can cover up our, what's behind them. So it looks like they're hanging over our picture rather than, being able to see through them. So that is kind of why I decided to do the markers in place of the watercolors. I love these markers. I use them a lot for different things, but honestly, combining them with watercolors is not something I've done before. So this is the first time I've done that, but they're working really well like that. So they're covering well. So if you're looking for something that's not quite as translucent as watercolors, these are a good option for that because they seem to cover pretty well. You know what? I'm going to use darker colors on this though. Seem to cover pretty well. You know what? I'm going to use darker colors on this though because they're. So I'm going to use this green right here. They don't cover over the micron as well as I would have liked, but other than that, they cover pretty darn good. Yellow, so. All right, let's see what we got here. Yep, they're worth getting. I mean, I enjoy them. I use them for a lot of different things, but we used them to decorate pumpkins. Me and my grandson, we got some of those little mini pumpkins and we used them to do like little faces and stuff on the pumpkins. And they were super cute. I have a video on it on my page if y'all haven't seen it. Okay, good idea on wrapping this around the stem of the glass. Because look, it's super cute. It came out cute. All right, so now what we're going to do is I am going to go over, I'm just going to give a few little bubble highlights with my marker so we can see that. And what we want to do is we want to go ahead and, I don't really have those illuminating, so I'm not going to do any highlights with the lighting. But what I am going to do is do some of my normal little smear it up the page kind of thing. So I want to have his little hat going this direction. Make sure you have clean water, guys. Sorry, I didn't dump. Oh, I'm full. All right, guys, hang on one second. This is how I know I'm full. If I push this and the water doesn't drain, it's because the bottom is full. Now this is my second container of this to go into here. So this holds 2 of these because this is about right here. So it holds almost 2 of these before you have to dump it. So that's what I love about this. So if you guys will give me just a second so I can take this outside. Now, normally I would have to do this on everything. I would have to do this on, like, every time I needed clean water, I would have to pick up my cup, go outside and dump it, and then refill it back up again. But I don't have to do that anymore because now I have this container, and this container it holds a ton of water, and I don't have to, and this container it holds a ton of water, and I don't have to do that very often. I only have to do it about every every day, about every 2 days is when I do it. Because I go through about 1 of these a day. So on the second day, I usually have to go outside and dump it. But I didn't dump it yesterday. So anyway, so now it's dumped and you can see it's empty in here. And so it'll hold quite a bit. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our brush and we are going to go up into the corner. And we're going to take our red and we're going to add it to it. Okay. And we're going to let this go, spread this up the page as if it's coming out of the hat and going up into our corner. Okay. We are going to do this right here with this yellow. We're just going to use a little bit. And let that kind of spread down. Okay. And then we are going to, this one's been kind of difficult, Stacy. I'm not going to lie. Like I am definitely kind of, it was for sure one of those that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull off. So I'm going to do a little gray right here. Okay. Coming off of that. And then we're going to dry all of this. And then we're going to do some splatters, you guys. So what do you guys think? I think he turned out really cute so far. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a few little splatters. We're going to do some red and black, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip in. I'm going to take my number 1, my Meeden number 1. Whoops. My Meeden number 1 brush. I'm going to get some clear water. I'm going to dip into my red. And I'm just going to tap a few splatters. Not too many. Maybe over here by his hat some, a little more. And then I'm going to rinse that brush. And I'm going to, you know what? I don't think I'm going to use black. I think I'm going to use, I'm either going to do green. Oh, maybe I'll do black. We'll do black. I'm going to reach in the black and just do a few little black splatters. Not too many. And that's all the splatters I'm going to do. I don't want to mess him up. He looks really good. So, and I'm going to dry him off. And then we may go in and add a few highlights on the lights. Just to kind of finish it out. So I think the lights need a little bit of a white highlight on them. And I think that's going to make it just come all come together. All right, so I'm going to take my gesso. Remember, you can use acrylic paint. I'm using gesso, white gesso, but you can use acrylic paint. You can use, I mean, there's so many, white gel pen. You can use acrylic or acrylic markers, you know, whatever. But because these are teeny tiny, we need to make them teeny tiny. Okay, so what I did was I went in, I've got my Transcend Zero brush. It's a detail brush. And I am going to just go into my lights and I'm just going to do a little highlight on them. Teeny tiny. Very light-handed on each one of these. Sorry guys, I'm concentrating. All right. So see, I think those highlights on the lights just kind of brought them out. I think that just made it, that just kind of gave it that finished look. What do you guys think about the highlights? I just want to make sure that they're dark enough. Yep. Okay. Okay. So tell me what you guys think. I think he turned out cute. Now I'm going to show you guys my reference photo because I want you to see, because remember in the beginning when we started, I said, this is not going to turn out anything like what the reference photo is, but we're going to make it our own. We're going to do our best. And again, this was not something that I had ever done before. So thank you, Creative Strive. I want you guys to know that just because you have a reference photo doesn't mean it's going to turn out exactly like that. The idea is to take something that inspires you and make it your own, okay? So what I did was, actually, you know what? Here, let me do this one more time. I'm going to get some white. I need to put a highlight on this little. There we go. They needed highlights. Okay. So this was our reference photo right here. Okay. So you can see that this, this was our reference photo right here. Okay. So you can see that this is nothing like that, okay? I mean, it is. It's obviously that drawing. But so you see the difference? This was obviously probably, I don't know, but this looks like it wasn't hand-drawn. It looks like it's an AI-generated photo. But what obviously probably, I don't know, but this looks like it wasn't hand-drawn. It looks like it's an AI-generated photo. But what as a reference photo, and we made our that. Okay? We made our own version. And that's what art is all about. Like that's what it's about, is making your own version of it and having fun in the process. Like, this isn't something that we're going to go around and go, and we're not copying other people's ideas. What we're doing is we are taking an inspiration photo and we are making it our own and using our own medium to create our own art. And I think this turned out really good, you guys, comparatively, right? Yep, I think it did. What do you guys think of this? Is this something, I mean, I feel like this was a really fun project, and I learned a ton on this, you guys. And I'm the teacher here. So, yes, I do too. Creative Strive. Don't get me wrong. I use AI. Like, I've used AI for different things, and it has its place. But also we want to keep the creativeness of human touch in art. I think that's really important. And so I think that, yeah, I didn't forget them. You just can't see them because it's yellow. You can't see the white because it's yellow and it's just not showing up as well. I can see them in person, but you can't really see them on y'all's end because it's not really showing up. Let me see, right here and right here. You're right, I did forget these right over here. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Good job. Thanks for catching that. Okay, all right, so let's talk about the products that we used. Okay, for the lights, we used the Meeden acrylic pens, which are down there. They are a great acrylic pen set. They have this automatic ink control, so you don't have to pump them. The ink automatically flows out naturally, and they have these great tips on them. They're really good for if you're looking for something that's opaque. They're going to cover them. They're really good for if you're looking for something that's opaque. They're going to cover the majority of things. Now, if you look at the red on this, you can see that micron pen didn't cover the micron pen completely, but for the most part, it covered everything up, which was great. That micron pen didn't cover the micron pen completely, but for the most part, it covered everything up, which was great. Those brushes. Congratulations on that. You're really going to enjoy them. So we also use the Meeden palette. This is the palette that I purchased as a beginner. This is what I use the Meeden palette. This is the palette that I purchased as a beginner. This is what I never had painted before, ever in my life. And I got this palette. And I got it because I wanted to learn. And so what happened was I started watching videos of people on TikTok and other social media channels and learned. Watercolor is not something that you have to be born with. Like, it's not a talent you have to be born with. You can learn how to do this. And so this is the palette that I recommend to start with. And follow me on my tutorials and you will learn how to use it. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to do watercolors, grab you a palette. It comes with everything you need except for the paper to learn. It comes with a brush. It comes with a pencil. It comes with an eraser. It comes with a sponge. Your 4 places back here to mix your colors, 48 colors, including your neons and your metallics. You can make travel palettes out of these because they pop out. And you can travel with it really easily, or you can just take the whole thing like this in its case, okay? Now, I know mine looks like it's a hot mess, and it's because I use it every single day. I have used it every single day for almost a year. And no, for over a year, well over a year. I'm like 14, 15 months in on this palette. Okay, guys. And I still have plenty of pigment left. Another thing I like about this palette is it goes from lightest to darkest in hue. So you can learn to blend really easy with this palette. So if you are wanting to learn how to do watercolors, this palette is an excellent, excellent choice for you to use. All right. I love, love, love this palette. And again, I use it every day. I even use it on like, this is my Christmas ornaments. And I painted this Christmas ornament with this palette. Okay. This palette right here is what I did this Christmas ornament with. I have a laser cutter and I do a lot of woodworking projects. And so I do use my watercolors on wood. I will show you guys some other things that I've done with watercolors next time I'm on. But like I did these cute little Christmas earrings were done with watercolors. And I just seal it with a clear coat of Rust-Oleum high gloss. And it keeps it from, if they get wet, it doesn't ruin them. So you can see it's got like a glossy finish. And that is because I seal it. But I use watercolors on this stuff. So this very palette is the one that I pull out when I'm doing all of my wood stuff too that is in my ETSY shop. So, is there any way to soften the left edge of the gray extension off the hat shop? So, is there any way to soften the left edge of the gray extension off the hat? Let me see. Soften. Anything. You are going to add water to it. So let's say I wanted to, hang on. Are you talking about this maybe? That might be what you're talking about. If you're talking about that, so I would just add clear water to soften anything. So if you look at what it looks like now. Yeah, the messy part off of the ball. Okay, so I'm going to get clear water with my big brush, and I'm going to add water to this, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add water on here. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of smooth out the edges. And then what you want to do is you want to take a dry brush. So I'm going to dry this off now. And I'm going to just pick up some of that pigment. Okay. And what happens is that softens the edges and it lifts some of the pigment. So you end up with a lighter section of it. And like this right here, what I would do is I would just take a little, like I would take my small brush, I would get some red and I would just touch it back on there so that you end up with your splatters. Okay, hopefully that helps. Okay, thanks so much. And less distracting, that'll help me. Yes, yeah. Okay, so you can always soften them up. Yeah, you can soften them up by adding. Just remember, if you've already splattered, you're going to struggle. Oops, I didn't realize I had red on my brush there. You're going to struggle with softening up the edges and not smearing your splatters. So just be prepared that if you end up smearing your splatters, you're going to have to kind of play around with it for a little while until it comes right. But you can always add in, like if I wanted to add in some red into that and make it kind of a mixture, I could do that and it wouldn't matter. Okay, the idea behind making it messy is so that you can have mess ups and it's not noticeable. It's more like, oh, that was supposed to be messy, is so that you can have mess ups and it's not noticeable. It's more like, oh, that was supposed to be okay? So that's kind of a way to fix your mistakes if you want to do that. Okay. Okay. All right. So again, like I said, this palette is amazing for all kinds of different things, but I use it every single day. And yes, a choice. Thanks, Crystal Joy. So, if you guys are looking to learn how to do watercolors and you're wanting to start, this is a great palette. The other thing that we used are these Meeden brushes. These are a great addition. If you are a watercolor artist and you're looking to level up your art, then these brushes are what I recommend. Because let me tell you, I used the brush that came with this palette for a very long time, and it was a great brush. And I still use it periodically. I still end up grabbing it and using it. But I'm telling you, these brushes leveled up my art so much because they are, number one, they don't rust. It's my favorite feature about them is they don't rust. So you don't end up with rust on your paper from water getting onto the metal and then that rust dripping onto your paper. So that's the first thing. The second thing is they're very short, okay? And so you can hold them like a pencil and you can control your strokes really, really easily. And there's not too much weight on the back side because they're not too long. Hold your strokes really, really easily. And there's not too much weight on the back side because they're not too long, okay? Whereas the long brushes, it's a lot harder to control your strokes. Also, they hold their shape really well. So the tips of these can be used for detail work. And you don't have to switch to a detail brush. They hold a ton of water because they are synthetic squirrel hair. So they hold a bunch of water. And so you don't have to dip into your pigment as often because they hold a lot of color in them for a long time. So I love that. So these brushes, I have the 4 set. It comes in the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7 size. So it's, this is the 1, this is the 3, this is the 5, and this is the 7. Okay. So you get all 4 of those sizes in the 4 set. And also you can get them in the 9 set if you like more sizes. They are having a free shipping right now today. So I would say take advantage of that if you would like to get a good set of brush and level up on brushes. This is really going to level your art up. The brushes do matter, guys. I did not realize that when I first started doing watercolors, but I can tell you that my art is so much better now that I've figured out that brushes matter and paper too. Now the paper that we're using today, we normally use this paper. Normally we use this Meeden, and this is a great paper, and we normally use this paper. Normally we use this Meeden, and this is a great paper, and I want everybody to see this because even though we use the other Meeden paper today, I want everybody to see this paper. It is the cold press 100% cotton, and it's the 7x5 size. It's 20 sheets. The reason that I'm going to plug this is because you can cut this paper into 4 artist trading card sizes, and you get 4 out of a sheet with 0 waste. And a lot of times you get sizes, like if I was going to cut out of this size 2 of these, I'm going to end up with another one here, and then all of this is going to be wasted paper. But with this, you don't. You can cut these into, you get 4 of these sizes with no waste. So it is a great, it's a great option if you're doing the watercolor artist trading card sizes. Yes, Stephanie, we drew this at the very beginning. So I showed everybody how to draw it when we started. All my tutorials include me showing you how to draw it at the beginning. So you're not stuck like guessing at the drawing part. So if you struggle with drawing, then, on my tutorials, I'm going to help you draw it before we paint it. So this was, we drew this first. Yes. Thank you so much. So anyway, with this paper, you can get 4 of these artist trading card sizes. So we've been doing a lot of the artist trading cards in our lives. We did this one the other day, and we've done 3 versions of him in different colors. We did this one. We did 3 versions of this in different colors. So we've been doing a lot of artist trading card sizes in our tutorials. And so if you're into the artist trading card, the ACEO sizes, then this paper right here is perfect for that. Okay. So I just want to plug that for you guys because it's important if you're into that. If you're into this size, this is the very best paper to buy for that. Okay. That I recommend anyway, my opinion. Okay. Now what we used today though was still by Meeden, but it was the Meeden postcard sizes, and they already come with the borders on them. Meeden postcard envelope, you know, and it's again, oh, this is the hot press. Sorry. This is the hot press 300 GSMs. It's 10 sheets. They're 4x6, and it's a little bit lighter than this, and it's not quite as absorbent, so you have a little more working like time on it. But honestly, I wanted to do this today in this size because, first of all, this is too detailed to do in an artist trading card size for me anyway. If you're a really good artist, then you probably can do that, but I definitely am not. So, but also I wanted to get a head start on my Christmas cards because these are going to go out on cards. So like what I will do with this is I will stick it to a card and it will go in the mail to whoever gets this particular one. So I want to pull out. So these cards right here, this size, this is a 5x7 size card. Let me just pull it out really quickly. Okay. So this is a 5x7 size card, and I can put this on it like this, and I can mail this card out. And then this card, and I can put this on it like this, and I can mail this card out. And then whoever gets this, if they want to, they can put this in a frame or however they want to do it. So I wanted to get a head start on my cards. Plus I saw this little image and I was like, he is too stinking cute to wait until I start doing Christmas. I wanted to get a head start on my cards. Plus I saw this little image and I was like, he is too stinking cute to wait until I start doing Christmas things. I want to do him today. So I decided to go ahead and do him today. So there's that. Okay. So, I think he turned out super cute. I love how he turned out. And, I used this postcard paper to do. Postcard paper literally is on sale right now for $5.95. For $5.95. Beat that. Now, I don't know what the shipping is on this because I have not looked, but let me see. I'm just curious if they've got any shipping specials on this paper. So let me look really quickly. Okay, so see, check this out. It's showing that you can get this, that you can get free shipping on this. I don't know. I did paint straight on the card. I did. I painted directly onto the card. Oh, you mean the card, this card? No, I don't like painting directly onto the card because it's not watercolor paper. And so what happens is the paper will bead up because it gets too much water on it. Or it won't blend the way that I want it to blend because watercolor paper is designed specifically for liquid. And so that's why I don't paint directly on the card. Plus, I get these in different colors. So like I have a burgundy one around here somewhere. And let me see if I can find it. Probably not though, because I can never find anything when I want to. Here it is. So I have this. So like you can get these in different colors. So like see, if you put it on like a colored card, look at how pretty that looks. So I just love, you know, framing them out with colors as well to kind of like make it more, I don't know, it just kind of makes it pop. So really, really love to just use, so I usually just stick them on the card. So, so anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, the paper. So it's showing free shipping for me on here. You guys will have to check. If you click the link, if somebody wants to click it and let me know if it's offering that, that would be great. because for me, it's showing free shipping. And I don't want to tell you guys that and then it not be right. So if it's not offering the free shipping, then, but $5.95 is just such a steal on this paper because you're getting 10 sheets. So you get basically, if you paint all of them and mail them out, you get 10 cards for $5.95, and they're hand painted. And oh my goodness, like so. Okay, so $29.99, free shipping for $29.99. Or it's $3.99. Okay, so even for $3.99, that's a pretty good shipping price. So even without the free shipping, it's a steal. So it's a really good paper, and it blends really easy. As you can see, it blended super good. See how that ombre is, that shadow is so pretty. So it's really good paper. So if you're looking to get a good paper, then I would recommend these if you're planning on doing like your own Christmas cards, which is what I'm planning on doing. If you're not doing that and you want just a good paper in general that's not a postcard paper, then I'm going to recommend this. All right. And the reason is because it's thicker and it's you get more bang for your buck because you get 20 sheets of this. It is $13.95 right now on a flash sale. But if you cut it into 4 artist trading cards, you're getting 4 per sheet. So you're getting 80 of these artist trading card sizes out of one pack of this paper with no waste. So this is a great deal on paper if you're looking for a good just watercolor paper that's not a postcard paper. Okay, 100% cotton, cold press, 7x5 size, 20 sheets in a pack, and you get 300 GSM. So this is an amazing, amazing paper, and I love it. And you get 300 GSM. So this is an amazing, amazing paper, and I love it, okay? I love, love, love this paper. And anybody who's bought this paper on my live will chime in and tell you how much they love it. So, are the colored cards in your bio? Okay, they are on my ETSY shop, and they are not all listed yet. I'm still working. I have so many of them. I'm still working on my listings. So I'm hoping I will post on my page for sure when they're all listed. Currently the only ones I have listed right now on there are these 2. But I have 4 other ones that are in drafts that are ready to go that I've got to publish. But these 2 are currently the only 2 that are listed right now on there. But these will be up this week. So if you click that ETSY and all of that, then you can check out these. You'll see these this week. They'll be up. I'm behind on my listing. So if that's what you're talking about, these. Oh, you're talking about, I'm sorry. I misunderstood your question, Stephanie. You're talking about these. These I got at, I got them on sale at my local craft store. The one that's starts with an H and an H. I got them on sale at my local craft store. The one that's starts with an H and an H. The H and H. That's where I got these. And they were on sale for like $1.25 per pack. So that was nice. Sorry, I was confused as to your question. Thought you were asking about these. Okay. So yes, you can get these cards in all sizes pretty much at any craft store whatever craft store you shop at. Okay. And if you really look, you can get them on sale. Like you don't have to, yeah. So there's that. So that's where I got these. Okay, does anybody have any additional questions before I get off of here? I've been on here, you guys, almost 3 hours. We started at noon today. I had no idea that this was going to take me that long to paint. But I am so happy you guys joined me today for this one. I am going to download this and put it on my YOUTUBE site if you missed it, so you can follow the tutorial. It will not be edited, so you're going to have to go through all of the salesy stuff as well, so you can just fast forward through that when you watch it to get to all of the painting parts, okay? I hope that you guys have enjoyed this one today. This is the first Christmas one of the year. You are so welcome, Rain. I hope that you will join me again. Every single day we do a tutorial, And I did not come on yesterday, honestly, you guys. I was so tired yesterday and drained. And I honestly was like, I was just not feeling it yesterday. Like, I was kind of grouchy, and I was kind of like not interested in like having any kind of social interaction, which I know sounds awful, but you know, I'm neurodivergent, so I do tend to crash sometimes. And when I do that, I just want to be by myself. And that's kind of how I was feeling yesterday. So when it rolled around for time for me to do my live, I was just like, you know what? I'm not getting off this couch. So I didn't. And sometimes that happens. But for the most part, I come on every single day. And we do a tutorial of some sort. We try to, sometimes we do two, but we do at least one tutorial every day. So if you have not picked up any paints and you're interested in learning how to do two, but we do at least one tutorial every day. So if you have not picked up any paints and you're interested in learning how to do watercolors, then I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that does that. How to do watercolors, then I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one that does that. Tomorrow, I don't know. Let me look what time my tutorial is tomorrow. Although, like I said, some days I just tend to just ignore it, but I try really hard to follow my schedule as best I possibly can. Tomorrow it is showing that I am on at, 4 o'clock tomorrow evening. I don't know. I might do a daytime tomorrow, you guys. Just simply because my husband's out of town. And so I have a little bit more time during the day because we're not working on the house like we usually do. So I might come on tomorrow at an earlier time. Maybe I'll do 2 tomorrow, or maybe I'll just do 1 during the day tomorrow. But so just kind of look for me. You know, now there are times that I come on live with other products. This is the one that I do my tutorial on, and this is my favorite one from a standpoint, but I do, you know, this is a source of income for me. So I do other tutorials with products as well. So if you see me live and I'm not doing painting, it's because I'm doing one of my other products that I love. I have an ice maker, one of those big like nugget ice makers that has the freezer built in that I love. And I do tutorials for that, or not tutorials, but lives for that. I also I'm a nutritionist, so I do some supplements. So my lives are not always about art, but I do an art tutorial every day. So even if I don't do any other products every day, I always do an art one because I love painting. So you guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will download it and upload it into another channel for you guys if you need to see it again. And we will do it again on one of my lives as well. Okay. I do thank you guys for your purchases. Those of you who purchased anything today, that helps me out. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here and go have some lunch. And then I'm going to get back on with some supplements. If you guys are interested in learning about any nutrition or anything, you guys will see me this afternoon. I'm going to be talking about that. And I really, really recommend that if you're interested in just getting on any kind of health journey, even if it's just a small step in the right direction, that you join me on my live. And if you don't want it, but you want to join me and just comment a few times and boost my live, that would be helpful as well. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys later. Bye.